Welcome back to the Whisky Couch here in sunny South Africa. My name is GUSTAV MULLER and this is Whisky Tasting and Food Pairing Review number 89. Today's whisky is the Glenglassaugh Evolution. I always thought it was Glenglassaugh, but then the guys at the distillery said, no, you pronounce it Glenglassaugh. So this is the Glenglassaugh Evolution. The Glenglassaugh Distillery is situated on the border of Speyside, the Scotland map with the lowlands and the highlands, and then the very well-known Speyside region. And then that is a blow-up of the Speyside region, and right up there on the border. So some people see it as part of Speyside, but the guys at the distillery say no, it is a Highland Distillery. So that's where it's situated, on the border of Speyside and the North Sea, literally 50 meters from the beach. It was built in 1875, and after being closed for 22 years, it reopened again in 2008, November 2008, owned by Brown Forman, and I think they also own the Jack Daniels brand, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a no-age statement whiskey from the Glenglassaugh Distillery. It's a single malt, and it's bottled at quite a high percentage alcohol, 50% ABV, and it is matured in first fill George Dickel Tennessee whiskey barrels. So not the regular Kentucky bourbon barrels, but George Dickel Tennessee whiskey barrels was used for maturation. And it says here on the gift box that it is non-chill filtered and natural color. At the back there's a whole bit of information. Say where it's situated there on the Moray Firth coast, at the edge of Sand End Bay. So that is the beach where it's situated. Opened in 2008, and then it says here the color, a crisp harvest gold color. I poured the dram already a couple of minutes before I started the video, just to let it rest and open up for a bit. So a very, very light color. The nose, a luscious syrupy combination of sweet barley, delicate pineapple, and waves of soft buttery vanilla. Deeper oak spices and caramelized pear develop and warm the nose. On the palate itself, robust white peppery oak floods through deep crisp green apple and freshly cracked barley. A gentle salted caramel emerges alongside hints of ripe banana and fruit salad syrup. On the finish, a vibrant combination of classic oak spices and delicate soft fruit surrounded by fragrant waves of vanilla pod. That is what the gift box says. I do not always agree, but that is what's so wonderful about whiskey tasting and food pairing. It's quite a subjective experience and everybody's adventure in terms of what is discovered. This is just a picture that I got off the website to give you an idea what it looks like at the Glenglassaugh Distillery. A couple of photographs there. So let's see what is in this whiskey. If I use my color map, it looks like a pale gold or a pale straw color. I don't know if you agree with me, but there you can see the color and the names there. And that is the color chart that I use. So quite a young whiskey. I think this was bottled in 2013, so it can't be more than 5 years old, seeing that the distillery was opened in November 2008. There's a bit of an alcohol burn and some oak spices on the nose. Some lemongrass and a grassiness. In terms of fruit, I would say just sort of hints of pineapple, pear and peaches. But honey and vanilla and a bit of cereal. Buttery, it's got quite a lovely nose. Sweet barley. Wonderful nose. The alcohol burn is quite soft. I would have expected that it'll be more vicious because of the 50% alcohol. Really quite a lovely nose on this one. Sweet, fruity, grassy, oak spices, buttery and cereal. Oh boy, I was not prepared for that 50% alcohol. That caught me a bit by surprise there. And the youthfulness and the vibrancy, and it is definitely robust. They wanted a robust whiskey, they've got it. Robust whiskey. Peppery notes are there. Some bitter notes. The alcohol burn is definitely more vicious on the palate than on the nose. There's a grassiness, a bit of green barley. Fruits. Apple and banana. Apple and banana, and then vanilla and chocolate. That's what I'm experiencing on the palate. What is the finish like? Bitter and sweet. But it is as if the bitter notes slightly outweigh the sweet notes on the finish and the oak spices. The vanilla is like softly there in the background with some caramel. And then the cereal effect that I get and the maltiness. Yeah, it's like a medium. It's a medium finish with the bitterness lingering a little bit longer than the sweet notes. So 50% alcohol, I can add quite a few drops of water just to see what the water will do to this whiskey. Some oiliness on the legs there, and I'm not in front of the camera at all. Let me try and do this better. There we go. That is much better. Very light color. Oh man, that wonderful nose. With the water there's like a sweet vanilla custard and more caramel emerging. Much softer on the palate with a few drops of water and a little bit of a creaminess that enters if you add a few drops of water. So my summary would be, it's quite a youngster, but I can see lots and lots of potential for this distillery. Just give them time. There's some potential here. So the revival that came before this one was very youthful, but this one is still youthful, and but lots of potential here. It sells for about £45 in the UK and 800 to 900 rand, South African rand, here in South Africa. And I don't know how readily available this is in the United States. If you want to pair this whiskey with a food snack, I tried a chocolate covered shortbread, a piece of shortbread chocolate covered to connect with the chocolate notes and the malty cereal notes. But it didn't work, so I wouldn't recommend that you try that. I would rather recommend malted puffs. It's a chocolate covered malty center with chocolate. I would recommend that to connect with the chocolate and the malt, or a snowball whisper. Snowball whispers. So it's a white chocolate with a honeycomb, malted honeycomb in the center. or a fruity white or milk chocolate. But for today, I've tried this already, and I've also tried the white whispers. These work very well, and I've already tried this. It's my wife's apple tart or apple pie, I think it's called in the US. So it's a cake sort of based, a soft cake with cooked apple slices and a caramel sauce that goes into the recipe, and I've added a bit of vanilla custard. So I am going to try this, and I already know that it works. So here goes. One of my favorite snacks that my wife makes. Apple tart. And it really works very well. It just connects with that vanilla custard finish after you've added a bit of water. That's those cereal notes. And the sweetness of that snack, it brings a bit of balance to the youthfulness and the spiciness and the bitter notes in this whiskey. So excellent pairing right there. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow when I will be reviewing the Glenglassaugh Torfa. See you then. Sláinte.